Good afternoon, Mr. Warren Haynes. I thank you again for making time for us.
Yes, of course.
For I call it our roots time because we are from roots time. The last time, like Freddy said, that we met was in 2017 in the near of Verviers. You were there with your big, huge bus, your touring coach. Yeah. We did there a small interview.
I remember.
Yeah. You were performing in that show with Railroad Earth, the grassroots band, the band of Mr. Todd Schiefer, I think. Schiefer. That was that show that we the Railroad Earth. You remember that time?
Which show? I think it was Ashes and Dust.
Yes, it was the Ashes and Dust route tour, or call it like you want, the album that you released in 2015.
Yes.
With the band of Mrs. Todd Schiefer or Schiefer. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly. That was the
Todd Schaefer.
Yeah, he was the singer. Let me say not the frontman, but the singer of the band.
Yes, Todd is the singer for Railroad Earth, and
it was a special show, a great show. I don't forget it because one of your, I call it, special projects.
Yeah,
that you do not beside your solo work. You work as Gov'T Mule, but you do also that kind of projects.
I like to do different things to kind of keep myself
sharp. No.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, just content at least, to not get stagnated with whatever I'm doing. Gov't Mule is the thing that takes up most of my time and the thing that I devote the most attention to. But I still love to do things that are completely different. So when I come back to whatever I was doing, then it feels fresh again.
Yeah. It was a project, but normally you do also a lot of solo work. What was your last show that you did solo?
By myself?
Yeah.
Well, I have some coming up when I get back to the States. I'm going to do the Newport Folk Festival.
Oh, Newport.
And I'm going to do, I think, 4 or maybe 5. And I'm looking forward to that as well. I mean, I don't get to do that very often, so when I do it, it's always fun.
Today you are touring with Gov't Mule.
Yes.
One of your, I think, I call it one of his favorite projects. It's a long time that you're touring with Gov't Mule. Yeah.
It's almost 25 years.
25 years. Yeah. I call it the other side of Mr. Warren Haynes, Gov't Mule.
It's a funny situation with Gov't Mule because we started as a side project. We never intended.
One of your side projects.
Yes, myself and Alan Woody, and we never had intentions of staying together. We were just doing something for fun. And it kind of turned into more than that. No one expected 5 years, 10 years, 25 years, So with each project we do, with each album we like to make it different from the one before and utilize different influences because it started as a power trio, but now it's completely different.
Completely different, yes. But what I hear at this moment is that you need projects, need other challenges to explore yourself more, to find the other sides of you.
I think so. I mean, I feel like I'm lucky to have that opportunity.
Yeah.
So if I have the opportunity, I should take advantage of it. Because I love so many different types of music and I write so many different types of songs. Yeah. It would be a shame to only concentrate on one part of that.
Yeah, okay, that's correct. But that means also that you like to invite other people.
Yeah, I enjoy collaboration and whether it's in the live show where we play for 3 hours, if someone is in the audience or in backstage that we're friends with, we will invite them on stage. Whether it's in writing situation or recording. You know, we've done projects with John Schofield and with a lot of blues artists and jazz artists, and for me it's just as many different things to explore as possible makes me happy.
I can say that everybody is welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, about everybody. Yeah, about everybody. Okay, today you are here in Brussels for, I call it the 2019 summer tour.
Yeah.
One of the, like you said, a show of 3 hours that you will play tonight.
Yes, with a short intermission.
Yeah. With with the Gov'T Mule. Mr. That's a difficult name for me. Mr. Matt at the drums. Apps. Yeah. He's an old one.
Yes,
he is one of the first ones.
Yes, he's an original member of Gov't Mule, and he and I have been playing together on and off since 1986 or 87. So we've played thousands of shows together.
Jorgen Carlson is the bass player.
The newest member, who is now 10 years. And Danny Lewis.
That was for me a new name. Danny, where is he?
Danny's there 17, 18 years now. He plays keyboards. He also plays guitar and trumpet and trombone. And he joined the band, I think 2003 or maybe 2002. I think he said 17 or 18 years.
How did you meet him? Or?
He played with me before Gov't Mule. When I did my first solo record, Tales of Ordinary Madness, he was in that band that toured behind that record, and that's when I first met him.
When some people say change never a winning team, that's also something for you, that you don't like to change.
I guess in the States they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working, you know,
if it's working, it's the same, but it's about the same.
But you know, I think you can have it both ways. You know, you like what I do, where with Gov't Mule, it's a winning formula or winning chemistry or combination. But we also do other things, and so it's the best of both worlds.
Do you think that Gov't Mule is a jam band, rock band, blues band? How would you define
all the above.
Of all the mix of all this?
I always say that we have 1 foot in the rock band world and 1 foot in the jam band world.
Rock, southern rock.
Yeah, we're a little heavier than most of the jam bands, I think. And maybe we are more jazzy and improvisational than most rock bands. But when I was growing up, in the States we had what they call FM radio. And FM radio,
that's
when you
satellite, website radio.
Yeah, and when you listen to FM radio in the States at that time, rock music it could be Jimi Hendrix, it could be Sly and the Family Stone, it could be Crosby, Stills and Nash, it could be Bob Dylan.
But also Gov't Mule.
Yeah, right. We kind of borrow from all of that. So when we say we're a rock band that has many, many influences.
But a band that likes to jam and to play when you live long songs.
Yeah, we're very influenced. No
10,
problem.
Minutes, no problem. No.
We're very influenced by jazz and blues, obviously. Soul music. You know, soul music was my first love. You know, James Brown was my first hero.
That's something new that I hear today.
Yeah?
It's something new,
Yeah, I mean, I started...
Because everybody knows you from your past, you name it, all the bands where you were in, that's all southern rock, but it's not so for me.
But, you know, I had 2 older brothers, and...
one is a musician?
My one brother plays a little bit, but mostly they're just music lovers, very big fans of music, and they collected many vinyl albums. But when I was growing up, the first music that I heard was the Beatles and a little bit of the Stones, but shortly afterward, it was, you know, the Four Tops and the Temptations and
Stax,
all that stuff, Stax and Motown and Making in Muscle Shoals and so I wanted to sing like Otis Redding. I wanted to write songs like Smokey Robinson, you know.
Yeah.
But then a couple of years later, oh, here's Jimi Hendrix. Okay, now everything has changed, you know.
The big change, yeah. Okay, I must link somewhere the show tonight with your new live album.
Yes.
You brought out a new live album, a double one. It got the name of one of the songs, Bring On The Music. It was released by Provoke Mascot label. And you have recorded it at the Capitol Theatre.
Yes.
In New York. Why did you choose that specific venue? Was it because it had good technical...
Yeah, it's one of our favorite venues. I've played there many times.
Oh.
And it's a very famous old theater that all the great bands played in the old days. And then it closed down for many years, and then it reopened in the past, I don't know, 6 or 8 years. As an example, I saw the Rolling Stones there for some special show when they were playing a small venue. It holds less than 3,000. So we did 2 nights there, and we filmed both of the nights. It sounds great. It looks great. They have these psychedelic light shows that are on all the walls around the venue. And so in the artwork of the album, you can see a little bit of that. Yeah. And of course in the video, you can see a lot of it.
But for the video, we have to wait till the end of the month.
Oh, okay.
Because then it will be released officially.
Yes, they're still making it.
That was one of the problems. But I'm going to say something. Some experts will maybe say another live album, because you have done a lot of live albums.
Well, this is our first concert film. It's an actual film with a director.
Oh yes, you will say that that's not only the album, but also a film.
It's mostly the film as far as the validity of it, I think, is it's 2 DVDs and 2 CDs. So between those 4 discs, it's 5.5 hours of music. We played 2 nights, we played over 6 hours, I think about 6.5 hours, and most of that music made it somewhere into this collection.
Okay.
But it's the first time we've ever brought a director in to make an actual film. And Danny Clinch, he did the Pearl Jam movies. He did Dave Matthews and Fish and Ben Harper and Willie Nelson and
big name.
But we've been friends for almost 30 years.
That's great.
And so we felt very comfortable with him doing it. But also I wanted to document the current state of the band,
because you're the 25 years.
Yeah, it's coming on 25 years, and also there's no official live release with this band with Jorgen. You know, there's the Dark Side of the Mule, which is like crazy something that we never expected to put out, and but this is also the first release of just Gov't Mule in this state.
It was 2 evenings without guests?
Yes, no guests, almost just entirely original material,
the usual ones.
Yeah, and we purposefully did that, you know.
What I read somewhere that for you the album is about relationships.
I think...
Can you explain us that in the band, or...?
Well, it starts with the band, you know, the most important one is the 4 of us, you know, but when you think of becoming 25 years old as a band, it's all about every relationship that has gotten you to
everything
that point.
from each.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's a challenge staying together for 25
so,
years.
yeah.
You know, we've lost a lot of friends.
Yeah.
We've gained a lot of friends. It's been a tough few years in our small family, our world, you know, but the music is the healing process, and so the title "Bring On the Music" deals with that. It deals with dealing with the loss of some important people in your life, and it also deals with the relationship between us and the audience.
And the public, yes, that
Yeah.
was.
Which
part of the
without the
question.
audience,
No.
we would have no reason to be
You
on
can
stage.
have a good band, but when you have no connection,
Yeah,
you have nothing.
and I think with a band like us, it's even more important because the audience that we're lucky enough to have is with us on this journey 100%. Wherever we go
They
musically.
stay when you
Yeah.
play that long songs. They expect that from
Yeah,
them,
they
yeah.
expect it, they encourage it,
Yeah.
and the most different journey we can take is the most enjoyable for them. I think they want to see something that has never happened before, and when I go to a show, that's what I want to see too. You know, so if I'm at someone's concert and something happens that's never going to happen again, I feel
Then
like
you're
I was
disappointed,
part of
yeah.
it. You know.
Okay, like I said, the title of the album is track number 21. Do you want to bring a message with the title? Bring on the music of just.
Well, the song, the lyric and the song "Bring On the Music" deals with the subjects that we're discussing now, and it's about the music being the thing that gets us all through the hardships. You know,
you totally have chosen 23 songs for the album. Is that correct? Or?
For maybe for the movie part, it's more.
It's more for the movie.
Like
correct.
between the two DVDs and the two CDs, nothing repeats.
The problem is, like I said, we don't have the material in our hands.
I understand.
They just released, I think, 2 songs from the whole package. So
Okay.
we have to do it with that. So
Okay.
so it's very difficult to tell you specific questions about one song or what.
Yeah, I understand.
But you made the selection.
Yes.
It was your job that they.
Yes, it was my job to pick all the material and decide what would be on the DVD and what would be on the CD.
Yeah.
And the DVD was picked mostly for the visual part of it. You know, some of the songs, if there was a good performance, but we didn't feel like the video was anything special, then we delegate it to the CD.
Okay. So we have the CD, we have the DVDs. Do you think that the public will be satisfied, or I give you some free promotion time? Tell us why we should buy this, back to this combination.
I think Gov't Mule fans want as much music as possible. So that's why there's so many songs and so many hours of music. If you're a new fan and you've never experienced Gov't Mule before, this is a good place to start. But maybe you can't digest it all at one time. But I'm very proud of it in the way that I feel like those 2 nights captured our music very well.
When we switch to the show tonight, what are you going to play, or what will be on the set list?
Well, I started working on it a little bit already. I haven't completed it, but it would be different from last night in Paris and different from the show before in London.
Because you are trying other songs, or trying to get another combination of songs?
We don't want to play anything every night. And so it's more exciting and more fresh for us to play a song we haven't played in a few days. And in the States, there are so many people that are following the tour and coming to multiple shows. In Europe,
Oh yes.
it's becoming more and more, but it's kind of a new concept for a European audience, I think.
Let's talk about next year, 2020. Then you will be 60.
I will, yeah.
Sorry, that's
All right.
that's all right. Is that a special birthday for you, becoming 60?
I suppose so. I mean, I don't think of myself as being 60.
No, but it's always this year's 50, 60. Then you think about it.
Yeah.
I do, but I don't know if you do.
Well, I have to remind myself that I'm 59 because in my mind, I don't think I'm 59.
No, you're as old as you think you are.
Yeah, so maybe 87.
No,
I feel like much younger than that, but at the same time, I've always been the youngest person almost in every band I've ever been in.
Oh, that's good.
When I joined the Allman Brothers in 1989, I was the youngest member for many years, and then eventually when Derek Trucks was in the band,
they got too old.
Yeah, right. He was much younger than me. In this band with Gov't Mule, Matt and Danny are both older than me, but Jorgen is 10 years younger than me. So we're covering a lot of spectrum.
It will not be next year a year of reflection, time to look back and.
Yeah, I think we're already looking back, but next year is the 25th anniversary of our first album.
Oh.
And so hopefully we can put together a re-release of that record with bonus material and outtakes. And, I think that record never got the worldwide release that it deserved. And I don't know if it ever came out on vinyl like that,
So that's one of your plans for next year?
Yeah, I've been looking through the vaults and trying to see what's available that I think people would like.
More open items on you called your bucket list?
It's getting smaller.
You are the lucky one. You can ask it. No, they ask you to play with you, but do you have also in your mind someone that you want to play with?
Well, people ask me that quite often. I've never played with Neil Young or Tom Waits or Mark Knopfler.
Is it because of the other genre, other style, or?
We've met and shook hands and had conversations, but I've never. It's just never happened. Those things happen organically. It's not something that I ever try to make happen. And so when it happens organically, that's the best way. So if and when those kind of things happen, it works out great. But I've been so fortunate to have worked with almost everyone that I would put on that list, which is more than I could hope for.
Don't forget the names that you named. They're all older than you.
Yeah, most of the people on that list are older than me, I'm afraid.
I want to finish the chat, Mr. Warren Haynes, with again thanking you for your time, and with the last question. What would you advise as a wise man to a beginner, to a musician, a younger one? He's 20 years old and he wants to go in the business and he wants to become a musician.
Well,
what would you advise him, and what would you not advise him?
I have 3 pieces of advice.
Please.
Number 1, if you're going to choose music, only make that choice if you're completely obsessed with music and you know that that's what you're going to do with the rest of your life.
Want to do, yeah.
Number 2, if you're going to make that choice, you have to give 110%, because even people that give 110% still may not make it in the long run. And number 3, if you're not, maybe there's 4, if you're not obsessed with music, then just enjoy it for a hobby, for a pastime,
But not as-
and don't put the pressure on yourself of depending on it financially. And then probably most importantly, I'll say number 4, listen to as many different types of music as possible. Don't just listen to a small window, you know. And the same with the instruments. If you're a guitar player, don't listen to only guitar players. You have to also listen to the singers and the drummers and the trumpet and piano,
To understand.
saxophone, because the influence of the other instruments are the ones that will allow you to grow into finding your own voice.
Okay.
And every musician should study singers and drummers, because it makes a huge difference in the way you play.
Okay. Mr. Haynes, that were my questions. I thank you again.
My pleasure.
Have a good time in the next days in Germany and Holland, I think.
Yeah,
And then you fly back to the States.
yeah,
And there the shows will be also great.
yeah.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you.
So